Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cat's Cool Pawcast. I'm Kat, and I am super excited to be here with y'all for episode 2.
And I'm Sam. So glad you could all join us again. We had such a great time last episode, and this one, well, it's going to be just as much fun, I think.
Oh, absolutely, Sam. And today we're talking about the incredible Maine Coon cat. These magnificent creatures often get called gentle giants, and honestly, for good reason.
Yeah, they are impressive.
I know, right? So get ready to learn all about why Maine Coons have captivated cat enthusiasts all over the world. It's going to be a real treat. But before we climb in, be sure to paw at that subscribe button and scratch the bell to learn about more captivating breeds.
So, Kat, when we talk about Maine Coons, the first thing that always comes to mind for me is just their sheer presence. They really are these, well, gentle giants, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, Sam. And they're not just big. They're one of America's most beloved and distinctive feline breeds. There's just something so captivating about them.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you see a picture and you think, okay, that's a big cat. But then you see one in person and it's like, wow, their size is impressive. But then you realize how calm and remarkably chill they are, and it just adds to their appeal.
Right? It's not just their physical appearance either. I mean, they do have this striking look, but it's also their personality traits that really set them apart from, other domestic cat breeds. And that's really why they've just captured the hearts of cat enthusiasts worldwide.
For sure, they're so unique in that way. It's not just about the fluff and the size, though those are pretty great, but it's also about what's underneath all that impressive fur. Speaking of what's underneath, it makes me think about where they actually came from, their origins and historical development. It's actually really steeped in maritime history and New England folklore, which I find so fascinating.
Oh, totally. It's not just a straightforward story, is it? I mean, the most widely accepted theory among, feline historians and geneticists, it's that Maine Coons are actually descendants of these long-haired cats.
Yeah, exactly. Long-haired cats that were brought to New England by European sailors and settlers way back in the 1600s and 1700s. And these seafaring cats, they probably included breeds like Persian and Angora. And they then bred with the local short-haired domestic cats that were already there.
That's what created the foundation for what would eventually become the Maine Coon breed, which is a pretty cool way to think about. But then it gets even more interesting. Recent genetic testing, has actually provided some really fascinating insights into their ancestry.
Oh yeah, the Viking connection. That's the part that always blows my mind. This discovery actually suggests a strong link to Norwegian forest cats. So it really does support the theory that Vikings might have played a role in the breed's development, bringing their own feline companions to North American shores centuries before other European settlers. It's wild.
Right? And the genetic evidence, it actually indicates that Maine Coons are descendants of both Norwegian forest cats and some kind of mysterious, extinct domestic breed. It's this unique genetic combination that's really contributed to all their distinctive characteristics. It's like so much history in one cat.
And you can really see how the environment played a huge role too, couldn't you? Like those harsh New England winters, they really shaped the Maine Coon's physical attributes through natural selection. I mean, the brutal climate just, it favored cats with larger body sizes for better heat retention.
And the dense, water-resistant coats, too, for protection against the elements. Plus the tufted paws that, functioned like natural snowshoes. With their bushy tails, they could wrap them around their bodies for additional warmth. It's like Mother Nature just perfectly adapted them to survive and thrive in those challenging weather conditions. It's pretty incredible.
Speaking of those bushy tails and tufted paws, Cat, it actually brings up something I really wanted to address. Something that's, well, it's a persistent myth about Maine Coon.
I already know exactly what you're talking about. The whole part raccoon thing, right? Or bobcat or lynx. It's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's so important, I think, to kind of bust those myths surrounding their origins because, contrary to popular folklore, Maine Coons are absolutely not the result of crossbreeding between domestic cats and raccoons, or bobcats, or lynx for that matter.
Right. I mean, honestly, it's biologically impossible, like completely. You just can't crossbreed a cat with a raccoon. It just doesn't happen.
No, it really doesn't. And I think these persistent myths, they probably arose because of the breed's really distinctive physical features. Like particularly their bushy tails and those tufted ears. They just bear a superficial resemblance to raccoons.
Absolutely. And speaking of unique looking, that actually brings us perfectly into their sheer size. I mean, they're called gentle giants for a reason.
Oh, definitely. When you see a Maine Coon, their size is truly impressive. They hold the distinction of being America's largest domestic cat breed. It's not just a nickname, it's a fact. They're almost dog-sized in a way. The average male can get up to 8 to 12 kilos. That's around 20 to 25 pounds for our American friends. And the females are only slightly less.
Their length is also impressive. Some of these guys, they can reach up to 40 inches from nose to tail tip.
That's 102 centimeters, Cat.
Yes. The Guinness World Record holders, according to Google, are Baraval, weighing in at 13.6 kilograms, and Stevie, an incredible 123 centimeters long.
Oh, wow. I could just picture them stretching out on the couch. They are bigger than my dog and would dwarf my Scottish fold.
And one of the most distinctive things I think about Maine Coons tied to their size is their extended maturation period.
Oh, yeah. So unlike most domestic cats that kind of reach their full size by age 2, Maine Coons, they just keep growing. And they continue to grow into the 3 to 5 years old. I mean, that's quite a long time.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
It allows them to, I guess, achieve their full impressive adult size gradually. So, yeah, you might think your cat's done growing, and then, poof, a year later, they're even bigger.
Yeah, it allows them to really fill out that giant frame. And speaking of how they fill out, I mean, the Maine Coon's coat, I think, is perhaps their most striking feature, but it's all part of their natural adaptation. And their facial features, too, Sam. I mean, they're equally distinctive.
Oh, yeah, like that square muzzle and the high cheekbones, and then those big expressive eyes that can be like copper or gold or green. They're just captivating.
And the ears are so notable, aren't they, with those little lynx-like tufts? I just think they add to their wild appearance.
Yeah, they do, don't they? It's just a little touch that makes them look even more majestic, I think. And, their body structure, it just really reflects their working cat heritage. What, many original Maine Coons were polydactyl.
Polydactyl?
Yeah, they had more than the regular 5 toes. While not all of them are polydactyl today, it's still a genetic trait seen in some lines and considered a quirky, endearing throwback to their early development.
That must contribute them being the agile cats, well, beasts, really.
Yes, and with varying color combinations. I mean, wow, that just ensures that, every Maine Coon is just going to have a truly unique and striking appearance. You're never going to get tired of looking at them.
No, you really won't. I mean, they're physically stunning, but there's so much more to them than just their looks. Going back to that striking coat, that shaggy, long coat really is also super practical and functional.
Exactly. It's got that water-resistant outer layer which, protects them from moisture and harsh weather, which makes total sense given their origins in New England. And then underneath, they have this really soft undercoat that provides like amazing insulation for cold temperatures.
Yeah, so it's like a built-in winter jacket. And I guess with that, double layer system, they do shed a whole extra cat every season. So owners should be prepared, but it's all part of their natural adaptation.
It's a little touch that makes them look even more majestic, I think. And, their body structure, it just really reflects their heritage. But it's not just the ears that are tufted, it's the paws too. Social media is obsessed with them.
I know, it's incredible. They're a breed you're never going to get tired of looking at. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely, Kat. You really won't. I mean, they're physically stunning, but there's so much more to them than just their looks. I mean, we've talked a lot about their physical presence, but honestly, their personality is perhaps even more remarkable. They've totally earned that nickname, dog-like cats.
They really have. I have a friend who has one called Charlie, and honestly, he acts more like your dog than the cat. And his calm, laid-back demeanor, it just makes him and the Maine Coon in general such excellent family pets.
Yeah, and I've heard them called nanny cats too, because they're just so patient with children. It's pretty incredible for a cat, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, they demonstrate this unique balance of social engagement and independence. Charlie definitely follows my friend around like your dog.
But they're not overly demanding of attention, which is, I think that's a big plus for a lot of people. That balanced approach, it really does make them ideal for families who want an affectionate cat that wants to be included in the family daily activities.
Something else that's really noteworthy is their intelligence. They show remarkable problem-solving abilities and a huge learning capacity.
Yeah, I've seen videos of them learning and mastering commands you usually associate with dogs, like fetch and sit.
Oh, totally. I mean, some can even be trained to walk on leashes, which is just wild for a cat, and perform various interactive behaviors that really show off their cognitive abilities. It's truly impressive.
What's more unique is their communication style is also pretty unique. They communicate through soft chirps and trills and really gentle vocalizations rather than meowing loudly.
Yeah, it's so cute. Charlie will often engage in conversations with me, responding to questions and comments with his distinctive vocal repertoire. It's really special, I think.
And combined with their expressive body language, it really creates a strong bond between them and their human. They're just so good at expressing themselves, it seems.
They truly are.
It's pretty cool.
Definitely. They're also super smart, so mental engagement is a must. My friend has puzzle feeders and interactive toys to prevent Charlie getting bored. The most interesting thing about him, though, is his love for water.
Ah, yes.
He prefers to drink from running water rather than traditional water bowls, so keep the bathroom doors closed and toilet seat down.
It's thought to stem from their ancestral need for fresh, moving water sources. So a lot of owners find that water fountains are actually perfect for keeping them properly hydrated. It just ties back to their seafaring origins. But unfortunately, there are health considerations for Maine Coons. Like some domesticated animals, they do have some breed-specific conditions.
Yes, one of the main ones that comes up a lot is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM.
Oh, yeah. It's a heart condition, which affects the heart muscle, and it occurs with a higher frequency in Maine Coons, as well as, surprisingly for a cat, hip dysplasia.
Hip dysplasia, that's usually something I associate more with larger dog breeds.
Right? It is more commonly associated with dogs, but because of their large size and bone structure, it can, unfortunately, affect Maine Coons too. And then there are a couple of others like spinal muscular atrophy and polycystic kidney disease, which are also genetic conditions that can affect the breed.
Wow. So given those genetic conditions, I imagine responsible breeding practices are super, super critical.
Oh, absolutely crucial. Responsible breeding practices for any domesticated breed, actually, are important to prevent genetic abnormalities, and this is why it's important to do your research before deciding if one is for you.
That makes total sense. And regular vet checkups, too, I guess, because of their size. I mean, it must be harder to spot issues early.
That's spot on. Regular veterinary checkups are highly recommended for Maine Coons. Their large frame can actually mask early signs of health issues, so staying on top of those vet visits is key.
Yeah, I can see that. Given their size, it's super important to watch their weight. Like, it must be tricky to tell if they're carrying a little extra weight when they're already, such big cats.
It really is. Weight management is particularly important because, like you said, their large frame can make it difficult to assess whether they're carrying excess weight. So, keeping them at a healthy weight is crucial for their joints and overall health.
So, we've talked a lot about their origins, their amazing looks, their incredible personalities. Come with some factors to consider.
Kat, living with a Maine Coon, it's a unique experience for sure. They actually adapt really well to various living situations, which is great, but, because of their size and activity needs, they really do thrive best in environments that can accommodate that.
Yes, they need space to stretch out, do their giant cat things.
Exactly. And, like I said, a huge plus for families, I think. They're excellent, and they can totally coexist peacefully with other pets too, if they're introduced properly, which is, always key with any new pet.
Though, I guess with very small children, their size means you probably still need to supervise those interactions, right? Just, because they're big.
Absolutely. Supervision is always a good idea, just like with any large pet. But generally, they're so good-natured. That said, it really is crucial for potential owners to understand that a Maine Coon is a significant commitment. Like, we're talking about time, space, resources, their grooming needs, those potential health issues we just talked about, and their sheer size. They all demand dedicated attention and care.
So they're not a set it and forget it kind of pet then?
Oh, definitely not. But here's the thing. For those who are really prepared to meet these requirements, Maine Coons offer like an unparalleled feline companionship experience. They combine the independence of a cat with so many of those loyal, interactive qualities you typically associate with dogs.
And that's why they're dog-like cats.
Exactly. Their intelligence and social nature means they really do need mental stimulation and interaction to remain happy and healthy. If they're left alone for extended periods, they can sometimes develop behavioral issues, just like dogs. So they're really better suited for households where someone is frequently present, or where they have, feline companions. They really do enjoy the company.
So, if you're looking for a really engaging, affectionate, and intelligent cat, and you have the space and are prepared for the commitment, a Maine Coon is just, it's the perfect match.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's a rewarding commitment.
So, I think that just about wraps up our deep dive into the majestic Maine Coon. What an incredible, truly unique breed, wouldn't you say, Sam? I'm sure we have barely scratched the surface of this beast.
Absolutely, Kat. I mean, they really are these giants of the domesticated cat world that just embody this perfect balance of, wild heritage and domestic adaptability. It's quite something.
Well, that end of episode 2 of Cat's Cool Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
Always a pleasure, Kat. I always learn something new, even about cats I think I know a lot about.
Absolutely. So drop us a question about a breed you'd like to know more about, or share some insights into your own furry feline friends. In our next episode, we look into the fascinating life of the Russian blue. Remember to scratch at the subscribe button, and until next time, this has been Cat's Cool Podcast.